These are 12 of the best Canadian stocks right now for 2025. They beat the market and combined earn more than $98 billion each year. In this video, we're covering all of them, from the smallest to the biggest moneymakers, to save the best until the end. Starting with number 12, Canadian National Railway. Canadian National, which trades in the United States under stock ticker CNI, is a $65 billion railway in Canada. Right now, they're trading at their 52-week lows, which are down $30 from their 52-week high. Right now, 5 super investors own the business, and this is the third largest position from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation Trust, making up 14% of the portfolio. Chris Hone also has nearly a 10% position. With a big decline in its stock price in 2024, this stock may be trading closer to historical valuations. Right now, they're below their price to median sales, but they're well above their earnings or their cash flows. Still, this is a deeply entrenched company, and a GF value comes in at $130 per share, pretty close to their 52-week lows and up $30 from their current stock price. We're looking at Canada's top earners. Most of these companies are deeply entrenched, well-established, and have moats. With the huge amount of money they're bringing in, they may be interesting companies to look at. Plus, there are some themes on our list that are going to stand out to you and may surprise you. Keep in mind, though, this video isn't financial advice. It's not a buy or sell recommendation of any security. Use common sense and do what's right for you. Now, let's keep looking at our list. Next up, we have TC Energy, which trades in the United States under stock ticker TRP. They're one of Canada's largest natural gas and oil pipeline companies, and they also generate power as well. TC Energy has a $48 billion market cap, and they trade just $4 below their 52-week high. Right now, there are no super investors with a holding in the company. Right now, it looks like TC Energy may be trading ahead of some of their fundamentals, including their price to sales. That's reflected in their GF value as well, which comes in at $37 per share, down $11 from their current stock price. Cracking the top 10, at number 10, we have Fairfax Financial. This is the $32 billion insurance giant that's led by legendary value investor Prem Watsa, aka Canada's Warren Buffett. Today, Fairfax is down only $50 from their 52-week highs. This stock has been on an absolute tear since 2020. In the last 5 years, it's up more than 3 times alone. Besides Prem Watsa, there's only one super investor who owns the business today, and that's the Khan Brothers Group. It may be harder to look at the company's combined financials here, but they do trade below their Graham number, although they're out ahead of their median price to sales. After a few-year period of being strongly undervalued, today it looks like the company's around $500 above their current GF value. This value looks like it may come down in the future, although again, it's tough to look at the company with its combined accounting. Enbridge is next at stock number 9, and it's a company I've covered a few different times on the channel. Enbridge trades in the United States under ticker ENB, and it's a $91 billion market cap that trades just $1 below its 52-week high. Enbridge is Canada's largest natural gas distribution company, and they operate an extensive network of midstream pipeline assets. In its history, the company's been a long-term compounder. They've really increased since the early 80s until the end of the early 2000s. However, for the last decade, the company's more or less been a lost stock. Only one super investor owns Enbridge stock today, and that's a small position from Touray Funds. Compared to their fundamentals, the company's looking like it's trading well ahead of these valuations. This is also the case when we look at their GF value, which only comes in at $33 per share. Analyst estimates for the future also seem rough, with increasing costs of debt potentially weighing on this company's future. At number 8, we have our first bank stock of the day, which is the Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce. This trades under ticker symbol CM. They're a $62 billion business that's today just $1 below their 52-week high. CM stock has had predictable cycles throughout its history, though still these have delivered below average market returns. There aren't many super investors in this company today, and the ones that are have just very small positions relative to the rest of their portfolios. Because of the high predictability in their company, it looks like today they're sitting around the midpoint of most of their valuations. Remember, banks are valued based on their earnings, which this looks to be about fair, and not on their cash flows, which they look to be significantly below. Their GF value is a little bit different, with it looking like the company may be ahead of itself, coming in at only $51 per share. That's as much as a 30% downside from their current stock price. Then at number 7, we have another bank, Bank of Montreal, or BMO. They're a $72 billion market cap that trades just $4 below their 52-week highs. There are no super investors who own the stock today, the last of which was Lee Ainsley back in 2021 with just a very tiny position. Bank of Montreal has done well in their history, but they've underperformed the market overall. This is a similar situation to CM in that BMO looks like it's trading around its fair values for mostly their earnings and their price to sales. This is why their GF value comes in today pretty close to their current stock price. Scotiabank, ticker symbol BNS, is next at number 6 on our list with a $68 billion market cap. They're also trading close to their 52-week highs, just down $1.50. Right now, there's just one super investor who owns this stock, and that's a small holding from Prem Watsa. It makes up 1.5% of his portfolio. Scotiabank looks like it's close to its fundamentals, with its trading price just being slightly below its gram number and its price to median sales. This is also echoed in their GF value, which today comes in at $50.50 per share, down just $5 slightly from their current stock price. Now on to the top 5. At number 5, we have Canadian Natural Resources, or stock ticker CNQ. This company trades just $2 above its 52-week lows, and it has a market cap of $66.5 billion. CNQ is one of the world's largest independent oil and natural gas exploration companies, with major divisions in oil sands and then refining and midstream assets. One super investor owns this company, and it makes up a huge 10% position from the Yakman Asset Management portfolio. They've held this stock since the first quarter of 2021, and in that time, it's paid some hefty dividends and its stock price has more than doubled. Canadian Natural Resources today trades close to its price to median sales and its gram number, but it's trading well below their projected free cash flows. Still, analysts predict some cyclicality in this business and a drop-off coming in the near future. Today, their GF value comes in at $27 per share, but this is projected to decline in the next few years. Stock number 4 on our list at a $93 billion market cap is Toronto Dominion Bank, or TD. Today, their trade just $1 above their 52-week low. TD is one of the 2 largest banks in Canada, and it has a 13% ownership stake in Charles Schwab. The company's stock price came crashing down in recent years after the United States blocked its acquisition of First Horizon Bank. In its history, though, TD has been a very predictable company that's had an above-average growing dividend and just about average market returns. Right now, there are no super investors who own this company, but it was last held by David Rolfe of Wedgwood Partners back in 2022. Today, it looks like some of this predictability may be underpriced compared to their fundamentals. They're trading below their median price to sales and their gram number, as well as their earnings potential. This is shown in their GF value, which comes in at $70 per share, which is up $24 from their current stock price. The third highest earning company in Canada is Suncor Energy. This is a $46 billion market cap that trades in between its 52-week high and its low. Suncor is owned just by one super investor, and this is a tiny position from Lee Ainsley. From the early 1990s until the global financial crisis, this was one of the best performing stocks in the entire market. Since then, things are down, they've been cyclical, and they've never managed to recover. Still today, they trade 3.5 times their pandemic lows. Suncor is another energy company, this one being integrated, focused on oil sands, refining, and distribution. The company's fundamentals look strong compared to their valuations. They're currently trading below their free cash flows, price to sales, and gram numbers. While there's still the future downturn that analysts have projected for all of these energy companies so far, the company trades the closest to its GF value of any of the energy stocks that we've covered. Canada's second biggest earner is their largest bank. This is the Royal Bank of Canada, trading under stock ticker RY. Right now, they have a $176 billion market cap and trade just $4 below their 52-week high. No super investors own this stock now, but the last one was, who would have guessed it, Lee Ainsley back in 2021. Royal Bank of Canada has been the most predictable and the best performing of all the bank stocks we've looked at so far in Canada. Throughout their history, they've delivered above average returns and have also paid big dividends. However, today it looks like the company is trading at about the limits of its fundamentals. They're ahead of their price to sales and their gram number, and also at the high end of their earnings. Remember, cash flows don't really matter as much for banks. It's earning potential that's the real driver here. With those fundamentals in mind, it looks like their stock price could be slightly stretched compared to their GF value, which comes in at $108.50 per share. Now, are you ready for Canada's biggest moneymaker? This is none other than, drumroll please, Brookfield Corporation, or ticker symbol BN. This is an $80 billion private equity company that's just $2 below its 52-week high. Brookfield's led by its legendary CEO, Bruce Flatts, who's a very well-regarded investor. Right now, 6 super investors own the company, and this is led by huge positions from Josh Tarasoff, Bill Ackman, and Chuck Akre. Ackman and Daniel Loeb especially added big positions last quarter. Brookfield perhaps is one of the highest quality private equity companies out there. They've been a long-term compounder and have really taken off both since the dot-com bubble and the global financial crisis. A combined view can skew things for the accounting of this business, but it looks like they're out ahead of most of their fundamentals today. That's copying similar valuation trends we're seeing in private equity companies that are publicly listed. Based on their fundamentals and estimates for their future, a GF value comes in at $42 per share, which is $17 below their current stock price. Brookfield may have some downside from these levels. Let me know if you want to see a future video on any of these businesses. The amount of banks and energy companies on this list were a major surprise. If you enjoyed the video and you want to support the channel, click the first link in the description. That will bring you to Interactive Brokers Global Values Broker affiliate.